This is a short video about the concept of queues in computer science. Now, we're used to lists. If this is a list like this, then it might have several items of data in it. So I'm going to put one item of data in here, and we're going to have some more items of data, and more items of data. Sorry about the cheap production values, more items of data. And when we've got a list, we can take in and out, and we can swap around any items of data that we like. Now, this is great most of the time, but sometimes we want to restrict a list to a particular behaviour, and it becomes a different data type called a stack or a queue. Today is all about queues, and they're very, very simple really. We've all used them. So what happens is you have a bunch of data. Perhaps it's coming from a web server, or you're sending it to a printer, and you start putting the data into the queue. And the first to come in goes down inside the queue like this, and then the second one goes into the queue behind it, and then the third one, and then maybe the device at the other end takes one out of the queue. These will move up, and then we can put more into the queue like that. So it's as simple as that. The first in is the first out. So it just queues up like this, and the data all comes out the other end in the same order. So when we send something to the printer, several documents, they go into a queue, just like at the bus stop. Well, not in London, but in civilised places. The bus queue, the first person there is the first person to get on the bus. So the queue is very, very important, clearly, and it also gets used in things like YouTube. So it's a sort of buffering system. Now, we've all seen YouTube buffering, and I'm going to explain what's going on there. So before we start our video, a queue starts to fill up with data from the web server, like this. And when we've got enough, our video starts to play, and our computer starts taking things out of the queue, like this. Now, if the web server isn't filling it up as fast as it's coming out, eventually we run out of data. Now, we could, as soon as a bit of data comes along, play a little bit more of the video. But that would start to become really irritating, because it would play for half a second, stop, play for half a second and stop. So what happens is our computer waits again. I'm just going to get some more data over here. Waits again for enough of the queue to fill up before it then starts to play. And the great thing about this is, if the web server connection is fast enough, then we keep on getting our video out of the queue, whilst the web server might have a low little second and not put things into the queue, and then it goes a bit faster and it fills that up again. So the video comes to us nice and smooth, we're happy, until of course it can't keep up, the queue empties out, and we end up with some buffering. Lots of things in computing use queues, but I think that's probably enough about them for now. Next time we're going to look at a stack, which is a slightly different system, and I will talk to you about that then.